Hi guys, I'm back with an divine counterpart update, sort of like an energy update, because I had this little epiphany today. I don't know if anyone else, I don't know. I know we all go through these certain shifts where we connect with our counterpart, we disconnect, we separate, we come back in order to keep clearing layers and layers of karma, um, to clear, old energies, old programs, and to heal, basically. That's the purpose of the whole twin flame dynamic and the counterpart dynamic, so that we can eventually merge our own inner masculine and feminine energies into unity consciousness. So there's no more separation, there's no more polarity between the two. And I know for myself that I have been clearing a lot. I have been healing a lot. And I also had the insight that certain cycles were completed for me. So that was a relief. But now, lately, I've been feeling my masculine again. And to give you a little bit of a background story, not too much into detail, but I had a masculine and I went through all the turmoil that goes with the running and chasing and separation and all that shit until I came to a point that I just deliberately made the choice out of free will to disconnect from my masculine, as of January 2020. And then that happened. I could feel a shift taking place. And I just literally no longer energetically connected with my masculine. And then a new twin came, and there were other star seeds on YouTube talking about the second twin, or the like rebound twin or substitute whatever twin. So that happened, and we got separated as well. And now, as of lately, I've been the first twin started to reach out again, and I've been energetically connecting again. But I think it was yesterday I watched a video of WaterBaby Tarot. I will put a link in the description if you're interested. She did a reading, a counterpart reading, and what she explained was that when you still connect to your masculine, but it doesn't feel right, it feels like it annoys you. You don't want to deal with their energy because it's so dense and so judgmental and critical. And that's what I've been experiencing. Like, whenever I was kind of like not aware enough, not mindful, my mind wandered, and then I found myself arguing, like energetically in my mind, arguing with my masculine. And then I realized, okay, this is him. Cut the cords. I close all portals to my subconscious. Go away. With her explaining that when you still connect to the ego or the mind or the avatar, she calls it, of your counterpart, you're still not integrated enough within yourself. She didn't say it exactly like that, but that was kind of like what I got from it. That you're still not connected enough to your own higher self, so that you cannot only by choice connect to their higher selves. So their ego is still like dribbling through, sort of. And I meditated on this a little bit just earlier, and then I realized what, for me, this is another thing I have been experiencing is that I've been trying to create this channel and the whole spiritual business around it. And I feel competitive. I feel competitiveness coming up. I feel not really jealousy, but a very competitive energy, and it how do you say that? It annoys me because I know this is not me, and I know I have integrated so much light already that my mindset has shifted to a point that I know that competitiveness and, jealousy or separation is just an illusion, and we should or try to connect more to our higher selves and integrate the more higher levels of consciousness, which embody unity, oneness, and there is no competition, there's no separation. So now I realize the whole counterpart energy that I have been still connecting to, that energy can only connect to you if there is still residual energy inside of you that resonates with that level of consciousness. So I realized I'm still healing my masculine. I'm still healing my inner masculine. I'm still healing my wounded masculine, which entails my dad not being there and other factors in my youth that have me feeling unsupported, unprotected, and that basically give you that need for survival, and that translates into my daily life at this moment. Me being competitive and too much in my head and too much connecting to the egoic part of my counterpart, but then also the egoic part of myself in order to just heal and integrate. So overall, it's not really a negative thing to feel like this at this moment. It's just a confirmation that you're still healing parts of yourself that need to be integrated and transformed, basically. So I want to draw some cards on this to see if there's any guidance, any messages from Spirit to guide us through this phase of integration, basically. So yeah, the Empress in reverse and the World card. We're basically coming full circle. And another thing I experience for myself is within the integration of your own wounded masculine. It is kind of like, that was another thing WaterBaby said, that a lot of the masculines never learned how to birth themselves or nurture themselves, but then linking it to healing my own wounded masculine within, and the masculines relying upon their feminines or the females in their lives to nurture them instead of creating that feeling of safety from within. That is something we have to do for ourselves as well. So that's funny. I have the Empress in reverse and then the Emperor upright, and then the Judgment card in reverse. So with that, and what I also wanted to say was that we have to tap into our own, like the feminine side got to heal first, basically, for most of us. And now we can use that female energy, which is healed, in order to nurture our own masculine energies from within, basically. So the Empress in reverse and the Emperor upright. The Emperor is kind of like relying on the Empress, but this also translates to our inner state of being, that maybe masculine energies are very prominent right now and asking for nurturing, and also whereas you might feel as if your counterpart, if this is a divine masculine, should be doing self-nurturing, spiritual self-development, and all that. This also means that for ourselves, within ourselves, we have to try to unite those energies in order for the masculine energy within ourselves to heal, and in order for us to go forward towards more the bigger picture and more united state of being. With that World card, then I have the Ten of Pentacles, the Fool in reverse, and the Four of Cups in reverse. So I'm getting that I actually kind of like that new kind of perspective that came to me, in order, like I knew like the masculine were a mirror and everything, but now it really just became concrete for me that it all reflects back to ourselves. And wherever you feel your masculine should focus on something else, or less on the material world, on the success, on the abundance, that also counts for us. And let's say the masculine within us, and that being reflected in the masculine outside of us, still doesn't has the courage or feels secure enough to take that leap and to start creating change. Basically, the Judgment card in reverse, still not really knowing how to nurture themselves, rebirth themselves, transform themselves into a less material focus, earthly focused and earthly bound state of mind and state of being. Kind of like with the Four of Cups in reverse, not wanting to accept, kind of like resisting the changes and the transformations that need to be made from within. The Eight of Cups in reverse. But slowly releasing, slowly moving forward towards that transformation and a different worldview, and slowly succeeding and slowly getting, in that way, creating a more bright future where everything is aligned, where everything is more in balance. The Hangman in reverse. So we are releasing those old egoic ways, basically, that have us stuck right now, and also have us a little bit too stubborn and focused on that competition, that gaining success, that, you know, creating wealth for ourselves. All that to me is very masculine. So that is exactly what we're healing and what we are getting out of. Page of Swords and the Temperance card. So we're balancing out these energies within ourselves where we have neglected our more nurturing side, and we are kind of like relearning how to connect to our inner mother. That's something else I'm getting. With that Empress in reverse, I also had a dream last night about my counterpart, the first counterpart, the original twin. And in this dream, it had really had to do with vulnerability and healing toxic parenting, from the mother side, smothering, showing too much love, too much invasion of privacy, too much dependency. So this is another thing we're healing, and we're also learning how to express ourselves, how to express our vulnerabilities and desires and needs more efficiently, which is also communication, is also a very feminine quality. So 7 of Wands. This imbalance that came from our childhood, from the difficult, parenting circumstances, have created us to be very defensive about our inner world, about being vulnerable. And this is something we are kind of like relearning, and everything has to do with healing our inner masculine and relying upon our inner feminine, which is the mother energy, in order to create that safe haven for ourselves from within. Ace of Pentacles and the 6 of Swords. Ace of Pentacles is in reverse, so we do kind of feel, could be from the masculine side, but then again also from within ourselves, that there has been some lost opportunities, that feeling of that, like, would we have done this earlier, or would we have spoken our truth more efficiently before, then we would have had that balance already, and then we wouldn't have pushed our counterpart away, and we would have transformed earlier and already would be on that path together right now. That's what I'm getting. So that could be something the masculines are thinking about going through, and kind of projecting upon the divine feminines. And that could also explain why I was mentally arguing and fighting with that egoic side of my masculine, because that's how they feel. That's how they feel, and that's what they project upon us. They feel stuck. They feel as if they should have spoken up and showed more of their true colors. And they should. They should have. But then again, this was so necessary in order for both parties to go through that transformation. And for both parties, it also counts that the union has to come from within. So the healing has to come from within. We all have to do it by ourselves, for ourselves, from within. The healing of the masculine as well as the feminine energies and the wounds that come with that. So now that we are in kind of like a period where masculines are awakening on this larger scale, this also brings up the wounded masculine energies within the feminines and triggers that. But it's only triggered when there is still something to be triggered, or something to be worked with and through. Any last message here? I've been talking for 20 minutes now. Any last message? So we are becoming, a lot of us are ending this cycle right now. And we are coming into a more worldly unity worldview. Once we have healed and came out of this stagnant energy of competition, comparison to others, and we've fully transformed and made the passage through towards the other side, so to say. All right, no more cards are coming up. Bottom of the deck, Four of Swords. So as an ending, closing message, I would say, if this is something you resonate with, try to meditate, contemplate on everything you're going through, everything you're feeling, and try to discern what is yours, what is not yours. But once you feel that it's, let's say you're masculine, just as in my situation, don't just push it aside as something you don't want to deal with. Try to integrate and reflect back on your own inner masculine energies and what it is that needs to be healed. So thank you.